was training very hard. I was putting in extra hours and extra shift, and the injury just happened, and unfortunately, I had to put up people say, you put up because
Dillian versus Itama, similar, right? Oh, Dillian pulls out his hand.
Dillian Whyte has shocked the boxing world, pulling out just 1 week before his clash with Moses Itama. While he blames costly camps, insiders whisper there's a bigger story simmering in the background, one that's yet to explode into the public eye.
That was a case I'd have pulled out 3-4 weeks ago when I knew that obviously the manager position was going to be in place. Obviously my camps cost a lot of money. My training camps cost me a lot of money, you know what I mean? So I had to just pull out early to save all of this and money and stuff. I got like a lot of people in camp that works for me and look after me.
And it's not the first time Whyte's choices have raised eyebrows. As you'll hear in his next admission, the doubts only grow stronger. Dillian Whyte insists he's fought through injuries before. Broken ribs, damaged shoulders, even a busted hand. Yet now, just a week before Moses Itama, he's stepping away. To fans, it feels like a sudden shift. Whispers from inside camps hint that this decision isn't just about using more brain. Something else might be pushing Whyte out of the ring at the worst possible moment.
Many times the injuries, as you know, I fought with injured shoulder before, broken hand, broken ribs, but not at my stage of my career now where I have to use a bit more brain instead of just brawn, and I wanted to fight.
Insider reports now suggest Dillian Whyte's sudden pullout just a week before facing Moses. Itama was due to a finger injury picked up in camp, but the whispers don't stop there. Some close to the situation claim the injury may have been known for days, if not weeks, before the announcement. The timing has sparked suspicion, with critics arguing it's less about recovery and more about avoiding a red-hot Moses at his peak. Whatever the truth, Whyte's exit has only added fuel to the drama.
I don't like that. People schedule fights and then they pull out. Oh, I was injured. Well, if you was injured, you won't be.
Johnny Nelson brushes off the wildest rumor yet, a supposed poisoning scandal linked to Dillian Whyte's pullout. But insiders tell us this talk didn't come from thin air. Something strange happened in camp days before the announcement. Whether it's pure fiction or a deeper truth, it's adding another layer to an already suspicious last-minute withdrawal.
Popped up and said it's fake news that the fight was off and all this sort of stuff was going on about some poisoning, scandal, foolishness. They tried to shut this thing down. And I'm saying that's fake news. I'm not having that. So let's wait and see. If it's true, that's a shame. You'll have to get to the bottom of it. But I'd heard this yesterday, but I just put it down as fake news. It's not real. So all we can do is react to what we know.
Nelson's cautious approach made headlines. His next comments revealed just how little faith he had in this fight going ahead from the start. Johnny Nelson admits he never truly believed the Moses versus Whyte fight would happen. Sources close to the camp.
This is why Moses Itama will retire Dillian Whyte. Itama, the future of boxing, will be up against the veteran Dillian Whyte, who has a clear advantage of foot speed, hand speed, and explosiveness over Whyte.
Claim whispers about Whyte's uncertain commitment had been circulating for weeks. Now with the pullout confirmed, it's hard to ignore the signs that something was off long before the official announcement.
I'm going to jump to conclusions, but not in a million years did I believe that fight would end the way it did.
Frank Warren keeps his words measured, but the disappointment is clear. Dillian Whyte's pullout just a week before facing Moses Itama has left the promotional side scrambling, and insiders claim this wasn't a shock to those close to the situation. Reports from within the camp suggest Whyte's mood had been low for days, with some sources hinting that the finger injury was more of a convenient excuse than a career-threatening setback. For Warren, the task now is salvaging momentum for a young star like Moses, whose training and mindset were razor-focused on this matchup. Fans are left wondering, was this simply bad luck or a strategic retreat from a fight Whyte wasn't confident he could win? Either way, the ripple effect of his withdrawal is already shaking up plans behind the scenes.
Very, very disappointed and down, but it is what it is. He's got to regroup, get himself back together.
And if Warren's careful tone left questions, Eddie Hearn's reaction showed just how fast the industry had to adapt. Eddie Hearn's calm delivery hides the chaos that insiders say erupted the moment. Whitey's pullout became official. Just 1 week out from the Moses-Itama clash, Hearn and his team had to scramble to protect the event's momentum. Sources close to the scene revealed there were urgent calls to secure a replacement opponent, while
Clear advantage of foot speed, hand speed, and explosiveness over Whyte. Whyte has been stopped 3 times by AJ, Fury, and Povetkin, all 3 times getting knocked out by the same punch, the uppercut.
Others pushed to reschedule entirely, each option carrying its own risks. Hearn references their issue with Dillian, which according to whispers could involve more than just a finger injury. Some suggest contractual disputes and behind-the-scenes politics might be at play. Still, Hearn's priority is damage control, making sure Moses' rising profile doesn't take a hit from this late curveball. The way he frames it publicly keeps tensions low, but behind closed doors, the scramble was very real.
I wasn't really stressed out. I never get stressed out in those situations. It's just fun. We've got to deal with this now, and we've got to deal with it at speed. So we did that, and we've done a great job, and we're happy. Now, obviously, they've got their issue.
Johnny Nelson's frustration mirrors that of fans who feel blindsided by Whitey's sudden withdrawal. The mention of the Conor Benn situation immediately ramps up speculation. In that case, the narrative kept shifting, and here, insiders claim it's no different. Reports suggest certain people in the boxing circle knew about Whitey's potential exit earlier than the public did. That delay in announcement, combined with vague explanations, has fueled suspicions that the official finger injury line might not tell the whole story. Nelson's point about changing information is crucial. Every hour seems to bring a new rumor, from training setbacks to disputes over fight terms. For Moses-Itama, this uncertainty disrupts preparation, yet it also reinforces his image as the one ready to fight anyone, anytime. Nelson's challenge, "Come out now," captures the mood perfectly. The truth is overdue.
What drugs you take, it doesn't make you a better fighter. It might make you stronger, might make you fit. It doesn't make you a better fighter. That's proof. You know, so until more news comes out.
And finally, Gareth A. Davies shed light on just how big the Moses-Itama story has become. With or without Dillian, Gareth A. Davies captures the current mood perfectly. All eyes are on Moses-Itama. Even with Dillian Whyte's last-minute pullout, Moses' stock hasn't dropped. In fact, some insiders argue it's risen. The fascination comes from his raw talent, unbeaten run, and the mystery of how he'd have handled a seasoned veteran like Whyte. Behind the scenes, Davies' ringside conversation with Francis Warren hints at the promotional pressure to keep Moses' momentum alive, regardless of this disruption. Sources suggest Warren was cautious but aware that fans want answers about Whyte's true reasons and about what's next for Moses. In the absence of a confirmed opponent, the boxing world is left to speculate, and that speculation is only boosting Moses' profile. Whether
Whyte's punch resistance could also be weakened. Moses throws a solid uppercut himself, and this is something him and Ben Davison would have no doubt been working on in camp.
Intentional or not, Whitey's withdrawal has made Moses the center of every boxing conversation this week.
Whole boxing world wanting to go there because Moses-Itama is fascinating. I spoke to Francis Warren ringside on Saturday night. You had a microphone as well. Were you allowed to put the pressure on them to speak? Because I just did anyway. And
Peter Fury doesn't hold back in his praise for Moses-Itama, calling him a fabulous young talent with every attribute you'd want in a future champion. And coming from someone with Fury's experience, that's no small compliment. But Fury also notes the obvious. Moses hasn't yet been truly tested. The Dillian Whyte fight was supposed to be that test, the kind of measuring stick that tells us exactly where a young fighter stands. Now with Whyte pulling out just a week before fight night, that question mark remains. Behind the scenes, some insiders believe Whitey's withdrawal was less about the reported finger injury and more about the risk of being the first big name to lose to Moses. Whether that's true or not, the effect is the same. Moses is left without the proving ground many hoped for, while his reputation as a dangerous avoided opponent grows. In a way, Whitey's exit might have told us more about Moses' threat level than any win in the ring could.
To be fair, like I'm thinking I had 11 fights with Dillian. We got to world #1, and so I know Dillian really, really well. And I don't like that fight for him. I never thought it'd be a step up for someone. He won't like me saying that. It's just my emotional investment that was in him. But you know, he's done very well, Dillian, and he deserves a big payday. I'm sure. I'm hoping he's getting that. Listen, he's got the experience to upset the apple cart, Dillian. He has, but what's his name? Who's he fighting?
Moses Tama.
Moses, I beg your pardon. Moses is a serious, responsive operator, and man can pick his punches well. So yeah, obviously Moses is the favourite for me in that fight. But you know, I like to see someone like Dillian with that art and that mindset and his character. You know, I like Dillian.